Hi all, in this video I am going to show you about how to configure PVST in this lab simulation. Let's get into the video. This is our lab scenario. This is what the process that we are going to configure. So let's get into the lab. That's it. I'm just logging to all of the routers, the switches. Okay, what is the first thing that we have to do? Create VLAN 10, 20, 30, 40 in all the switches. This is the process that I am going to do for configuring. Which is login, enter into the configuration mode and just put the VLAN name and VLAN number. That's it. This is what I am going to do for configuring VLAN. In all the switches, this has to be done. Okay. In all the switches, it is done. What is the next step? Who is the root bridge for VLAN 10 and why? This is how we need to check. Now we have to check. Just go to switch 1 and just check who is the VLAN. Show spanning tree VLAN 10. It is showing a spanning tree instance for VLAN 10 does not exist. Just check it for other switches too. The same error showing a spanning tree for instance VLAN 10 doesn't exist. Okay, for here, the same issue. Okay, how we are going to resolve this? Just fast signal 1/0. Okay, I'm just going to the interfaces. Interface range fast Ethernet 1/0 to. I'm going to put for 3. What I'm going to do is now changing all the interfaces to a trunk mode. Switch port mode trunk. Let's log into the other switch. Interface range fast Ethernet 1/0 to 3. Switch port mode trunk. Let's log into the other switch. Interface range fast Ethernet 1/0 to 3. Switch port mode trunk. Next to the fourth switch. Interface range fast Ethernet 1/0 to 3. Switch port mode trunk. Okay, we can now just check here. Show spanning tree VLAN 10. Now it shows the details about the VLAN 10. We can see from here we are a root bridge for spanning tree. So this tells us that switch 1 is a root bridge for the spanning tree for VLAN 10. What about the VLAN 20 and 30? For VLAN 20, also this switch 1 seems to be a root bridge. For VLAN 30, switch 1 seems to be a for VLAN 30. And for VLAN 40, for switch 4, for VLAN 40 also the switch 1 seems to be a root bridge. Okay, why is for all the switches in the sense it's based on the priority value, it just chooses up. Next we need to change something. Make switch 1 is a root bridge for VLAN 10 and switch 2 the backup in case of system fire. So not allowed to change the priority ports. Okay. Now we are going to make this is already a primary and secondary. Okay. Spanning tree VLAN 10 root primary. So by giving us a root primary, it changes the value to some other value. So the value as compared to now. Okay. Now this has to be a secondary backup for VLAN 10 root secondary. Okay, 16,000. Here seems to be 8,000. So however the switch 1 is going to be ready because of its lower priority value. So spanning tree VLAN 10 type symbol include root. You are a root of a spanning tree. So fix that. Next, what we have to do, make switch 2 as a root bridge for VLAN 20 and switch 1 as a backup. Okay, the inverse process, spanning tree VLAN 20 root. Just make sure who is now the switch port. So for VLAN 20, we are a root of a spanning tree. Okay, root primary, configuration mode, spanning tree, VLAN 20 root, and it's now secondary. Okay, you can now just take it this. You can see that currently root port has a priority of, no, this doesn't belong here. So spanning tree, yeah, root has a priority of, this is the root priority of primary, which is the switch 2, and this seems to be the MAC address of the switch 2. Then this is the port that is going to reach the priority, that is the root bridge of VLAN 20. So PDP neighbors, we can make sure that partition is 1/0 belongs to switch 2. Okay, that sounds good. You can just make it over here. So spanning tree VLAN 20 pipe symbol include root. We are a root of a spanning tree. Okay. Next, make switch 3 as a root bridge for VLAN 30 and switch 4 as a backup. You are not allowed to use the spanning tree root command. Okay, this shows us that we should not use like what we have done for system and switch 2. We just make it as a root primary and root secondary. We should not use the root command over here. This is what it's saying. Okay, just log into the switch and then go to configuration mode, spanning tree VLAN 30. And then what is the option over here? You can choose the priority. Here, whatever value that we are going to give in GNC will accept it. But in case of real-time switches, it should be in terms of 4096. What value we are going to give it right now is 4096 into 3, 12 to double 8 for primary, 12 to double 8. Okay. Do show spanning tree VLAN 30 pipe symbol include root. We are a root of a spanning tree. Okay, the same thing we have to follow it over here. Configuration mode, spanning tree VLAN 30 priority 4096 into 4, 16384, 16384. Okay, now this becomes the secondary for reaching the VLAN 30. Now we just want to change for VLAN 40, the inverse as compared to switch 3 and switch 4. Now spanning tree VLAN 40 priority, what is the value that we have given over here? We are just changing it. Whichever value we can give, but I'm just using the same value. Okay, do show spanning tree VLAN 40. Yeah, it is showing us you are the root of a spanning tree for VLAN 40. Now we are just going to change the value over here. Spanning tree VLAN 40 priority and then this value. And that's it. It becomes a backup for that. Make sure switch 4 does not use this to reach the VLAN 10. Okay. Switch 4 show spanning tree VLAN 10. Okay, this is in blocking mode. This two in blocking mode, it uses fast Ethernet 1/0 in order to reach this destination, which means it uses this interface to go here and in order to reach the root bridge for VLAN 10. Okay, the path cost is 38. In order to reach that, we have to change the value. What is our goal is to Since the switch port does not use this to reach. Okay, we just want to change. It should not be used. That is the path. It should not use this interface for an outgoing in order to reach the switch port. That means it should not be the root port. Okay. Next, what we are going to do is to change the value. That is, this interface is that this interface path Ethernet 1/1. Spanning tree, VLAN 10. Just want to change the cost. What is the cost over here? In order to reach there is 38 and the interface cost is 19. Now we are going to use some higher values like that 700. That's it. You can just check it now. So spanning tree VLAN 10. Blocking, you can just this port is going in listening. This port is currently in listening mode. Now in learning mode. Now again in learning mode. Yeah, you can just check the fast Ethernet 1/2 interface is in forwarding mode. Let's see this interface, fast Ethernet 1/2. Now the traffic is goes via fast Ethernet 1/2. Before it was doing it via fast Ethernet 1/1, now it is via 1/2. Next, switch 4 uses fast Ethernet 1/1 to reach the routage of VLAN 20. Okay. So spanning tree VLAN 20. Okay. It uses fast Ethernet 1/1 to reach. Okay, right. What we can do is that there is one more method for that we can change the priority. So for this I'm going to add one interface. Just in between switch and switch 2, just make an interface. And just adding an interface between switch 1 and switch 2. Between switch 1 and switch 3 I have added an interface. Okay. I'm going to check this. So spanning tree VLAN 10. Whether the newly added interface fast Ethernet 1/2 is being showing or not. So spanning tree VLAN 10 over here. No, it doesn't show. Okay. What shall we do then? Configuration mode, interface, fast Ethernet 1/2, switch port mode, trunk. Okay, just enable it as a switch port mode trunk. Configuration mode, interface, fast Ethernet 1/2, switch port mode trunk. Now this is also made as a trunk port. So spanning tree VLAN 10. Now you can just look at this. Yeah. Now it's in the interface. Interface 4 is up. Yeah, code is get up. Or else you just want to make a shut and then unshut if the port doesn't get up. It still is you may observe in the interface brief as the protocol to be a stone but the status is up. If it is the issue after connecting in your Unity, you just want to make the interface to be a shut and then you just want to once again unshut. It will automatically enable the encapsulation and your interface will be showing in the spanning tree. Okay, so spanning tree VLAN 10. This is the root page. Okay, now we just want to go to the interface. So spanning tree VLAN 10. Okay, the current port is the root port is fast Ethernet 1/0. That means it uses a fast Ethernet 1/0. What about the fast Ethernet 1/2 is in blocking mode? That means this interface is in blocking mode, this interface is the root port. Okay, what now I'm going to do is to make fast Ethernet 1/2 as a root port in order to reach the switch 1. Okay, what is the step is make switch 1, sorry, switch 3 uses fast Ethernet, 1/2 fast Ethernet 1/2 to reach the root bridge of VLAN 10. VLAN of VLAN 10 or what are the of VLAN 10. Okay. Don't use what? Don't change the cost value of an interface. Don't change the cost value of an interface. Just make sure you are not changing the cost value. Okay. For that, this interface in switch 3 has to use in order to reach a VLAN 10 the fast Ethernet 1/2. That is a scenario. That is a ultimate aim for this step. So if you are just looking to it, it is been showing as fast Ethernet 1/0. What about the fast Ethernet 1/2? It is in blocking mode. We should not change the cost. So that is another method for which we need to change the port priority. Just look at here. What the port priority is here, the default is 128 for all the interfaces. With 128, we are going to change this. But make sure you are not changing under the consent router. If we just want to reach this interface, you can change the cost value over here. Or else another method over here is of changing a port priority, but it should not be done on switch 3. It has to be done on the switch 1 to the connected interface. In this case, it is to be configured on the fast Ethernet 1/2 of switch 1. I think got it. Let's log into the switch 1 over here. Okay. So CDP neighbors. Just make sure to which interface it is being connected. Switch 3 is connected to interfaces fast Ethernet 1/2. Then okay, we are going to log into the fast Ethernet 1/2 interface fast Ethernet 1/2 spanning tree VLAN 10. What is the option? Port priority. Lower port priority we prefer. By default, it has a priority of 128. So that I'm just changing to any other value. Now I'm just giving it as 16 for the port priority value. You can just check it over here. Show spanning tree VLAN 10. So this is fast Ethernet 1/2. I have changed it over here. Just check it. The port priority value over here is 16. The port priority value is 16. But look at other interfaces. The default 128. Now we just log into the switch 3. And just check it now. Show spanning tree VLAN 10. Now you can just make sure that fast Ethernet 1/2 is in forwarding mode. The root port is fast Ethernet 1/2. The cost to reach is 19. And the fast Ethernet 1/0 went to the blocking mode, and this is the forwarding mode. And we have changed it, but you can see here the port priority seems to be the same as 128. But make sure while changing the cost, it has to be done on the local router, and while changing the port priority, it has to be done on the peer router. And this is the way to change the other one. And the last, the host is connected to a switch 2 fast Ethernet 15. In future, make sure it does not turn okay on that is being connected to the switch 4. It's not a switch 2, it's switch 4. Fast Ethernet 1/15 interface. Okay. What we have to do is to enter to the switch 4 and then we want to enable the BPDU. Interface fast Ethernet 1/15. For enabling into the BPDU spanning tree port first. If a port first is enabled, okay, That's it. You can just see the warning over here. Port fast should only be enabled on the ports connected to a single host. Connecting hubs, concentrators, switches or bridges, etc. to this interface when a port fast is enabled can cause temporary spanning tree loops. Okay. What we have to do, as discussed in the theory part, it has to be done only on the access port. Now this port is going to be an access port. Just 1 second. We just make this port as the access port. That is 1/15. Switch port mode access. That's it. This is the way that you need to do it. And this is the port that is the fast Ethernet 1/15 that is being connected. And this, whenever the source is being connected to this consent port, it will automatically be forwarded to the forwarding mode without going to the listening and learning mode. So that's it about PVST. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Until next time.